Okay, we gotta move there. Gotta get fucking squished by two teams, man.
I'm about to get rich. I'm about to get rich.
That's right.
What do you think Mr. Rubio is
How
doing
I
right
just got
now?
canceled because you
If you
just said the
listen
N
very
word online.
carefully on sonar,
What the
you might
shit?
hear
There's
the
no one
music.
there, so you're good, you're good. No cursing,
Alright?
no cursing. No cursing, no cursing right now.
Cap. Cap as fuck.
Wow, cursing, about to get canceled. Gotta do
What
friendly,
the?
friendly, what they call? Family friendly?
Hell no. Thinking I'm the K30? I'm done.
What the, yeah,
What the fridge?
that's alright.
Like that one catchphrase that keeps saying, you you never know.
Okay.
Like that one kid said, mother trucker dude. That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick. If you know, you know.
I don't know, let me know. Let the fans know, we don't know.
I went live so I can see how long it takes me to do the setups. Everything from start to finish. But
Okay,
whenever I do
perico.
it,
Uh,
I don't pay attention to the time.
wow. Better check right now what's your longest. Oh no, not the shortest time, like, or record or something.
Well, record no cap. Might do like 2 minutes. Look at this slow ass fucking plane.
I have sent you coordinates. It is a long journey south, but you are familiar by now, yes? There will be clues on the plane. I suggest you change on the way. And leave your weapons
My
on
last
board.
video got
What will
copyrighted.
happen to Mr.
I'm done.
Rubio if the guard finds you have
Your
been
last video?
warned?
Yeah,
This will end very quickly.
What the, why?
cause the music that you use.
Wow. G Christian.
600 feet. Bro, I wish they let you fly a faster plane. In mass flow. Can you meet me half?
No. What the god? No, teammates, ayúdame, cabrones.
Sorry guys. Thank you for the $5,000 donation.
That's right.
You're the best streamer in the world. You're welcome.
know that there are crimes against children being committed in the family. It
FN needs to give me. Thank you.
Intel's my decision to support it. They do an expose. They reveal that they were able to get their hands on the police files from back in 2006.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the $100 donation. Yeah, saying Efren needs to give me my $1,000 now.
What
People were
the?
guessing which sister was the victim.
I didn't say. It was
Thank you, Drew,
Jonathan.
for the donation. Christian does
It
own
was pretty easy
McDonald's.
to figure out who had been victimized by
Cap,
this.
cap, that's
I like that.
No. So while
Cap, there's no such thing as McDonald's. McDonald's is bad for you. Damn, you know
McDonald's
that's
and Zaxby's Wing?
what the hell?
Student Bob Duggar, the family man.
You know I can't buy Actually, this is perfect timing. Beto is watching how much calories he eats.
While they were asleep. This is back in 2002.
So he can't eat McDonald's because that's like 1,000 calories right there.
Jim Bob fights. He does not report this to
He's trying to memorize himself the 2,000 calories.
Another sister. So the parents decided they're going to discipline.
So McDonald's is like 1,000 calories.
No call to the police, nothing.
So he can't
They
eat.
will later report it, but not right
That's
now.
perfect.
Instead, Jim Bob punishes
Less
Joshua,
money to
and
spend.
At the same time, he's running for the Republican Senate seat in Arkansas, and he's talking about how incest needs to be a capital crime. And the next year, in 2003, the Duggar parents are made aware of 2 more incidents where he molests a victim who is awake and sitting on his lap. Then around the same time, in the laundry room, he later puts his hand up another victim's dress. Jim Bob goes to the church. He asks the church leaders for the best question.
Hell yeah, I'm glad I restarted it. This shit's so much better.
The church elders are like, oh yeah, he needs help. You gotta send him away. Jim Bob sends him to this counseling camp, or at least that's like what Jim Bob tells the police. There's a Christian counseling program where he had to do manual labor and work with counselors, which turned out not to even be a counseling camp. It was
Please
just
be
like
crazy
a
ass
fellow
oops.
Christian who
Crazy
owned a
ass
home
maps.
remodeling business. Not that I would even think a counseling camp would suffice, but it's just a church thing. When he gets back, remember Jim Holt? Joshua Duggar was supposed to court Jim Holt's oldest daughter.
God.
Hey, everyone was like, oh yeah, they're definitely going to get married because Jim Bob and Jim Holt are besties. They're both politicians, they both have a trillion children, and their son and daughter are absolutely, they're the same age, they're going to get married. Well, out of nowhere, Jim Holt is like, I'm not friends with Jim Bob anymore. I'm not talking about Jim Bob.
Wait, so the
My daughter
perico,
will never be
you
around
have to
Jim
take it
Bob's kids anymore, so no, Jim Bob.
Nah, I left that bitch up. I just got
It was
copyrighted.
this, at this moment, that Jim Bob...
That just means
This is what my son's been doing, and we're trying to remedy it by sending him to this counseling program.
that just means any money if I were to make money, like if I actually was making money from it,
Crazy. You need to take
the money will go to whoever owns it.
That you actually advocate against when you're trying to run for office. So like, you need to take him to the.
I don't know if it's everything or a part of it or somewhat. I'm pretty sure it might be everything.
Officer by the name of Joseph Hutchins. He's a former state trooper, but he's now in prison, federal prison, for the next 50
But good thing I don't make money, so.
for CFAM.
The officer also,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but they didn't know that, right? When that happened.
That's what they say.
So what do you mean by they take it to?
No, so Joseph Hutchins was a close friend, it seems, of the family.
Okay.
Or at least very friendly with the family.
So what is the police doing with Joshua?
So Joseph Hutchins gives Joshua a very stern talking to in that sense. Joseph Hutchins, also, he is in prison right now, and he will come out to state that, well, actually, Jim Bob lied to me. He told me it was just one time. If I had known it was multiple times, I would have written him up and done something about it, but he told me it one time, so I gave him a stern talking to, essentially like that. But Hutchins, like I said, is a close family friend, gives him that stern talking to, I mean, of what could happen if he continues such behavior. And Hutchins is like, well, there's nothing else I can do about it. So for the next 3 years since that point, the Duggar...
How far did the new season put you back?
Showing their very safe, very loving, wholesome
far?
family who all live together while they're
Diamond three,
reporting
put me
crimes
back to
inside the
gold
house.
3.
And then
Damn.
3 years after reporting it to the police, They
But
show
it's
up in
not bad though,
Chicago for the
cause
Oprah Winfrey
a bunch of
interview, and the
diamond
producers
players.
get an email
I seen
that something
I guess this
nefarious is
streamer.
happening in
He
the
streams
house.
and shit,
The
TikTok
formal
live.
investigation starts.
He was
The
in
family
Diamond
fly
3
back
and
to
they put him
Arkansas.
back
They
to silver.
relay all the stuff that's happened in the past few
Oh
years,
yeah, what
and the
that?
police determined in
That's
2006
That's
crazy.
not bad for
that
me,
the time
so
for which they could have pressed charges
that means he's
has
ass,
expired.
and I'm the
They
best.
can't do
'Cause
anything
nigga, I'm
now.
up here like.
Everything is out in the open. No one is
But
negating
bro,
that
these
this happened.
fucking
It's just they
gold
can't
players
prove
are
it. And if you're
they're
wondering,
something
how
else,
did
my
we
nigga.
email
I don't know.
Oprah?
Like they're crazy? Something else, or like they're
fucking
like
dumb.
fucking
There were
yeah.
two emails sent.
They're
One
fucking
to the
retarded, bro.
station
It's
directly,
so
and then one to the
stupid.
Oprah Winfrey
They
show.
play,
Yeah.
And
they
it
play
seems
really
like it all
dumb.
starts with
That's how I feel.
being
That's how I feel.
Okay.
the in-touch
Whenever I play,
reports. The Duggars told police that at the time Josh was accused of and admitting to these slacks, a family friend aware
Whenever I
of what
play
happened
Ring,
had written
solo
down,
Ring,
in this
solo
little piece
queue.
of paper, a
Yeah,
letter,
that's
what he
worse.
knew of Josh's actions. That letter was then placed inside of a book and then forgotten.
That shit.
And then just recently in 2006, the
Ugh.
book had been
Like,
loaned out to someone
I
else
forgot
with the letter in
when,
it, and
but
that
a
person
couple
read
of
the
days ago,
letter
I
and
was playing
started talking
Ring.
to all the church community members what
And
they found in the
then
book
we
of this
died.
letter.
Me and this
And
kid died. And
somebody
these niggas started blaming me.
emailed
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, bitch, you talking shit, and you die? Like, nigga, that
So in
just doesn't make
2006,
sense.
mainstream media, the press, the public, they still don't
Like, I
have any
told
of
him,
these
like, how you
accusations,
talking
these
shit
allegations,
if you're dead?
except
Like, you know what I'm saying?
here's a few honest
And then
WhatsApp
the
forums
teammate,
that
the other
something
team
new
was
is
like,
happening with
chill,
Josh
ladies,
Duggar and he's
chill.
not a golden boy. But a lot of these whispers
I bet Steven
come from people
commenting
that
on
are
my
in that
fucking
same
YouTube
church
live
community in Arkansas.
and
They don't
joining
have
and leaving the
proof.
party.
It's just like an
Yeah,
internet
you-
whisper. Nothing is confirmed.
Joining and
2015, In Touch gets
Now
their
you're saying
hands
hello
on
or
a
anything.
police file,
Alright.
and they decide to metaphorically let the hell gates open and release them to the public. They reveal that
Yeah,
Joshua was 15 years old when he molested
Thank
his
you,
younger,
OXU,
much
for the
younger siblings
$5,000.
and committed at least 7
That's
acts
fair.
of sexual molestation. It alleges that he would go from sister to sister because all the girls would sleep in one common room, all the guys would sleep in a common room, and he would molest them. Jim, Bob, and Michelle argued that Joshua apologized to the victims.
What type
and
of
had
videos
forgiven them.
does that girl
So
post?
what?
The one you're
What's
watching?
crazy
Like-
is what follows
like true-
after is
Like situations, like
not, but
crime
almost
videos,
as a remedy of the original
like
reports.
things are
The
going up.
family release statements. Side note, in 2015, that's when the Ashley
You
Madison
don't
leak
get
is
no,
also
like-
occurring. So Joshua is married. He and his wife, Anna Duggar,
What do you mean?
have 4 kids. One of
I was
whom
about to
is
say, like,
born
you don't
during
get
the
no,
midst
like,
of all
death
of this in
threats or anything?
2015. He
Not that I know of.
The In Touch expose goes live. Then the Ashley Madison.
But like she covered the what's it called? The P Diddy case. Like she was like at the courtroom.
Through one of the
What
most
the-
difficult times.
She was like in the courtroom.
When Joshua was a young
Uh-huh.
teenager, he made some very bad mistakes, and we were shocked. We
The
tried
Epstein
to
files.
teach him
She's
right from
covered
wrong.
some.
That dark and difficult time caused us to seek
covered
God
some
like
of them.
never before, even though we
Like,
never
those
choose
would
to
be
go through something so
crazy.
terrible.
Oh.
Each
That's
one
right
of
there.
our family members drew closer to us. We pray that as people
Other
watch our
crimes,
lives,
like
they
in-
see that we are
like
not
in
a perfect
other
family.
parts of
We
the
have
world
challenges and
as
struggles
well.
every day. It is one of the reasons we treasure our faith so much, because God's kindness and goodness and forgiveness are extended to us,
Shoot a bad,
even though we are so
Yeah, I don't
undeserving. Josh writes in his statement, 12 years ago, as a
Like,
young teenager,
but this
I
is like her
acted
more,
inexcusably, for which I am extremely
A
sorry.
more serious
Is
channel.
this the same
Huh.
response to the Ashley?
She has
Madison
another channel where she like
A separate
she
one.
still
But this one
talks
comes
about
first,
like
and then
stuff,
Ashley Madison comes next.
but like the stuff isn't that serious. So it's like
I heard others, including my family and close friends. I confessed this to
goofy
my
stuff.
parents, who took several steps to help me
Mhm.
address
That's
the situation. We
because previously she got cancelled. She was like getting a bunch of hate.
affected by my actions.
Cause she used to talk about like serious stuff and like while doing mukbangs and stuff, and people were like, "Wow, this is disrespectful," and things like that.
Joshua's wife and the mother of their 4 children.
That's right. She don't give a fuck.
The world
Nigga, she's
thinks is
trying
just finding out about the fact that he molested his sisters.
Right, and basically, so she like made a separate channel
It was 2 years
for all the serious stuff,
Josh shared,
and ever since then she's just been popping.
I was surprised at his openness and humility, and at the same time, I didn't know why he was sharing it. For Josh, he wanted not just me, but my parents to know who he really was. Even every difficult past mistake. At that point, and over the next 2 years, Joshua shared how the counseling he received changed his life as he continued to do what he was doing. She says that she felt
Like
comfortable marrying
killings,
someone who
dying
had
cults,
gone down
stuff
the
like
wrong
that.
path and had humbled himself before God and those whom he had offended. Someone who had received the help needed to change the direction of his life and do what is right. I want to say thank you to those who took time over a decade ago to help Josh in a time of crisis.
Don't
Your
try,
investment
nigga.
changed his life and goings on.
Even covered the
What
real
the
life
fuck you
Squid
pushing
Games.
me?
If it weren't for your help, I would not be
The
here
real life
today
Squid Game?
celebrating 6.5 years of marriage to a man who knows how to be a
Is that you,
gentleman
bro?
and treat a girl right. Thank you to all of you who tirelessly work with children.
Well, not actually like
You're
Squid
changing
Games, but
lives, and I'm forever grateful to all of you.
I'm saying.
That's just not how
somewhat
it
similar.
works, okay? A lot of people think that Anna Duggar's reaction, Jim Bob, Michelle, Joshua Duggar, are they living in the same reality as we are? This is not the kind of statement we release in a situation like this. Like, this is not normal. TLC, there's talks of them canceling their show. They stopped all reruns of 19 Kids and Counting. Advertisers start backing out, not of just 19 Kids and Counting, but
No.
of the
Wait,
TLC
hold on,
network.
hold on.
People are rightfully pissed off. How dare you preach family values and use it as a way to justify being homophobic, transphobic against women? And then you're what? Protecting a predator in your own home?
That color,
And then the interview drops. The Duggars decide, in the heat of this PR crisis, they are going to sit down for an hour-long interview with Megyn Kelly, then with Fox News. So that's when Megyn Kelly was named on Fox News, to share their side of the story.
Who's there?
Everyone. So first, it's Jim Bob and Michelle sitting side by side, appearing almost with like a strange, nonchalant attitude, as if this is just another press tour for one of their many, many specials. But they're here to address the fact that their eldest son was molesting his younger sisters in their sleep.
What the
inside
hell?
their house,
Bet Chick-fil-A
and
releasing
nothing about
bucket
it.
hats?
Jim Bob starts.
We went
Chick-fil-A?
through one of the most darkest times that our family's
What
ever
the?
gone through. And
Like
our son
fucking
Josh
Burger King?
came to us on his own, and he was crying.
Not like clown.
Oh, bucket hat. Fucking.
And
Oh,
he said that he had
Like the one I
actually
have it clicked on my GTA
some of our daughters.
with the burger.
yeah.
Got beer cheeks. Wow, next Steven. Oh, Steven.
And I think we had one ray of hope in that Josh had
Steven Hayden? Steven Hayden. Steven Prater third.
No, that there are five.
Excuse me.
Oh, no. It's another fucking team, nigga. Oh, no.
I got 15 subscribers. I'm fucking Steven, my number one fan. I got 50
That's right.
subscribers. I'm fucking Steven, my number one fan. I got 50 subscribers. I'm fucking Steven, my number one fan.
What the? It's an echo if you say that.
I know. I just muted my thing. About 19 minutes ago.
came and served on his own, even though the others really didn't know anything of his wrongdoing.
This is something that they do, which is skip over the fact that the police report states and did a victim in his lap when he molested her, and she was very much conscious. But the Duggar parents, they seem to only like to talk about the fact that Josh had molested his sisters while they were asleep, almost as if, well, they didn't realize what he was doing, so it must be no harm, no foul. It's like a victimless crime. Michelle states that, yes, as a parent, she was devastated because they're trying to raise their kids right, but here's one of their children is making some really bad choices. Jim Bob says,
He was just curious about girls, and he had
Oh.
gone in and just
Oh
touched them
my
on their clothes while they
God.
were sleeping. They didn't even know he had done it. And so we went, and the first thing was to protect the girls.
It was so important for us as parents to cover our girls and make sure that nothing like that happened. It was very basic. But one by one, as we talked with them, none of them were aware of Josh's wrongdoing.
when asked about the report, Jim Bob says, so we talked to him and we put all kinds of punishments on him. We watched him all the time, or took him to work with me, and he just, we poured our
Bro,
So we had safe
I went to the
check,
fucking
kept them
replicator
in.
instead of
But there was another incident where
replicating these niggas' banners. I replicated fucking ammo.
girls were like laying on the couch.
My dumb
He
ass.
had touched like over the couch and actually touched the breast.
Fuck, bro. I fucked
What?
up.
You couldn't revived them for their death box, or was it?
No, I couldn't. It was like 3 teams fighting where they died.
The other parents have been one since then. A lot of families have said that they've had similar things
Fuck, I
happen
can't
to
believe
their
I've done
families.
that.
Have you
Nigga, I
revived?
need ammo too, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not yet.
For us, of course, this is
You haven't
public
arrived
shaming,
to the
so
temple.
this, like 12, 13 years ago.
Now, Michelle is looking at Jim
I haven't
now.
had like the chance to.
Like either she's doing this for the first time or she doesn't like that he's saying this on TV, but I don't know.
What does she?
Because you're too low level.
We talked about
You're not gonna know.
this is everyone does this. And also the couch, like how someone was on the couch and you like touch someone
That
and
might
she
be
gets
too
like
long.
Again, this was not paper or anything like that. This was like touching somebody over
Baby,
the
go
clothes.
support
Christian.
Christian.
We touch somebody over
What
the
are you
clothes.
doing? What are you
Not
doing, baby? Go
supporting?
support Christian.
A few seconds, and then
He's live right now.
Wow.
and
Not
was
supporting.
crying and told us what happened, and
Not knowing I'm about to take her out the fucking the hood, the suburbs.
we have done everything we
That's
can
alright.
as parents to came to the same house. That's
yeah,
sad.
yeah, no.
Because Lalo
This
didn't
whole
want to.
40-minute interview is
Greedy ass little heart.
What is he saying right now?
yeah.
He felt like he tried to minimize the situation by adding more details, and the more he said, the worse it becomes.
But like genuinely he believes it, which makes it so much worse.
He doesn't care. He doesn't
No.
think it's a big deal.
They go to the church leaders after the third time. Why not the police? Jim Bob says,
You know what? As parents, you're not mandatory reporters. You are, the law allows for parents to do what they think is best for their child. And so we got him out of the home, and we sent him down to this place, and that was really probably the best decision we made through this whole process, because it was at that place. It's the first time Josh ever been out of home. But I was thankful, and the ray of hope was that Josh had came and told
Yeah,
us.
I know.
It's not live,
Harvest
cabrón.
us saw, because we wouldn't have known
It's
about
not
any of these things if he hadn't
Yeah,
came
you
and told
do.
us.
it gets disturbing to the point that Meg and Kelly becomes the voice of reason. And she's like, hey, can you just talk
But you lucky I'm not famous on Twitch.
instead of like the father of the perpetrator? And he says,
I was so thankful that
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm timing myself.
And,
Oh, fuck out.
and
Fuck
our
out.
girls, even though this was a very bad situation, have been talking about it.
Motherfucker, this is so fucking bad. What the hell?
Their stories were even worse.
you can imagine my dad saying that. It's actually insane. Michelle talks about it as if it's being in every single person.
There's a lot of things that changed in our understanding as parents. With, this first child and first son, and, come to this place in his life. And there's things that we haven't even since then that I think,
No.
we don't let white baby stuff. We don't let, they don't play.
Aw, damn.
There's just a lot of things that we put in place in such an environment. The summer house, those who are physical,
Bro, am I even subscribed to?
There's boundaries that we've learned.
Yeah, if your children cannot play hide and seek together because you're scared that one of them is going to molest the other,
What the hell?
you're doing something very wrong. Megan Kelly is asking, how could you, unfairly in their view, compare transgender people to child
Nah, it's crazy how we got.
suggest that they're child
Oh
molesters,
yeah,
knowing that
we got 45
that
viewers on the podcast.
it's in 2014, so just a year before.
Yeah, we went famous, not know.
It's like it automatically calls
Yeah,
up
we got 45
pregnancy with an automated message, and in it she says,
Hello, this is Michelle Dagger.
That podcast was like 5 years old. Like 20.
For the effective of multiple self-employed women and children, the Fayetteville City Council is voting on an ordinance this Tuesday night that would allow men, yes, I said men, to use women's and girls' restrooms, locker rooms, showers, sleeping areas, and other areas that are designated for females only.
basically transgender. She's misgendering them and being confusing children.
I believe the citizens of Fayetteville would want males with past child predator convictions that claim they are female to have a legal right to enter private areas reserved for women and girls. I doubt that Fayetteville parents would stand for a law that would endanger their daughters or allow them to be traumatized by a man joining them in their private space. Parents, who do you want undressing next to your daughter
The public believes
Well, I bet putting
in
fucking
areas.
emoji
I do believe that we are a society that quit being
on the
controlled
PlayStation chat,
and do see past
it just says face
by
purple,
sending
wide
out
eyes.
fake
It doesn't
news
show the
Yeah.
emoji.
that there has been council members
Ah, you need a
Rocket
refusing
red
communication something.
countdown
to vote
liftoff
no
location
on
yellow teal
any
bar
My dad
purple
was like,
stage.
you just said every transgender woman is a fucking child predator that molests children. Meanwhile, they're not. And second of all, and like people get really praised for some reason, and this is so funny. Meanwhile, you're harboring a child predator in your house. Michelle responds with as many neurons firing in her brain as a tater tot.
I think that protecting young girls and not allowing young men and men in general to go into a girls' locker room is just common sense.
It basically says different because you interject the child molestation into it. Okay.
You weren't even just transphobic with it, you just called them
Nah,
all
the,
child
the
molesters.
Fortnite days are
Jim
crazy.
Bob, Jim Bob, the king of semantics and traps.
You actually said pedophile in that, and actually a pedophile is a
Chris is
adult
old.
that preys on children. Joshua was actually 14 and just turned 15 when he did what he did.
Yeah, Fortnite
And I
cool.
think the legal definition is 16 and up for being an adult preying on a child. So, but he's a child preying on a child. Okay.
Exactly what did they do to protect
Fortnite the best game in the world. Was the best game in the world.
Is they put locks, so they have this new house that they designed. And on one side you have the boys' room, it's a common room with all the boys. The lock is from the
What about them
outside.
Christian
So they
1v1?
lock them in there at night, I guess. Which is, I mean, they're gonna get arrested because if there's a fire, they can't get out. Like, that's very dangerous. And then the girls'
Ha ha ha! Yeah, that's cap.
Fortnite lobbies were the easiest one.
Yo,
If
cap.
you want to at least bright
They were
idea this
bot
interview
lobbies.
was,
That's why
look
you
no
guys joined
further
us.
than Chad Gallagher.
So you can give us some
Chad Gallagher is
bots.
a political consultant that focuses on crisis management and government relations. He was a large
What
figure in Mike
the?
McAfee's early political
What
career.
was I with you?
No, we were too good that you had to switch.
He's
You
also
know?
the current ambassador to Israel, and he's got like a very terrifying aura. He looks like Jon Snow from Hunger Games. I would not be personally surprised if he kind of acted like it too.
You're not
But Chad
gunshots.
Gallagher gets hired by the Gardens to help manage this full-blown PR crisis. The whole goal, according to Jill,
Wow,
How
lolo.
do you
It'll
think
be
it
your
is?
own.
Chad was the one who said something that
I don't think so.
where TLC would be cool with moving forward with the show. Obviously, Fox News was chosen because the Duggars viewers are super conservative. But the real reason is they
Love
decided to
that.
use the classic PR stunt response of
It runs in the family.
the family's focus is going to pivot from Josh's point to victimhood. So the Duggar parents are arguing that the release of the sealed juvenile records caused the victims to be further victimized. And all this is
¿Quieres go a
saying
eat tortas?
I want to make it abundantly clear, I agree with them.
Hey, I'm
But
about to eat
that being
tacos.
the only takeaway from this case is kind of
That's
absurd.
fine.
As parents, to the victims as
Well,
well.
hold on.
And if Jim Bob and Michelle really cared about the daughters that were victimized by Joshua, this is a very, very sick way of expressing it. Because right after Jim Bob and Michelle get off the counter stools, in walk 24-year-old Jill and 22-year-old.
I sold mine. It reached like 1.1 million, and I sold it.
Expecting, and they're asked by Megan Kelly, how old were you when Joshua inappropriately touched you? Jill says she was 12 and Joshua was 9.
If you do, we gotta have like
interview. I mean, it's
all of
clear, at
us.
least it feels from Ryan's perspective, that the girls do not want to do this interview. But there is some pressure element to this.
Look, there's only two what's it called? What can we call it? Two vehicles you really need for the nightclub.
Austin Derrick states that Jill's participation in this interview is quote, I'm going to
The-
describe it as
the
voluntary. It was more like
Yeah,
being thrust into a suicide.
that one and the van.
But they wanted you to take the hit to ensure the show continues because it cannot fail. They would do anything to recoup their investments, even if it meant
Yeah, because I bought it too.
Jill says in
Yeah.
the book that she's listening to Chad
It's like
and her dad talking about this.
I think it might be the molar, something
And
like
the
that.
conversation goes something like this. No need for
Molar
Josh
stuff.
here. No way. Maybe Michelle takes the lead. The work. Who does the interview?
But I bought it. I upgraded it.
Megan Kelly. Great. Jill is asked about this in an Amazon Prime documentary called Shiny Happy People, and in it she seems really traumatized for the interview, that she felt pressure and she felt like she was being...
I sold it in like an invite only, but if you want more money, you gotta sell in that public.
Interviews for the show. Go here, do this thing and that thing to kind of rally the troops and get it back together. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to help my parents, and I felt like I was the only one who
Yeah,
could do this.
don't like it's riskier to do it by yourself than with other people.
If I hadn't felt obligated to do one, one, do it for the sake of the show, and two, for the sake of my parents, I wouldn't have done it. I didn't want to be there. I wanted to help my parents. Jessa has not really spoken out about whether or not she too felt pressure from her parents to do the interview, though I do think that the internet has come to their own conclusion just by the way that they respond to Megan Kelly's question. Jessa states in the interview that she thinks the public is creating the whole thing out of proportion, and again, I'm not like, this is what she says, and I think this is why people think that she's also. She says that people are calling Joshua a monster, a child molester, and she says,
I sold that 1 million.
Oh, really? I mean, people get mad at me for saying that, but I'm like, I can say this, I was one of the victims, so
I would have waited longer.
And set the record straight here. Like,
but, trying to get more money.
Young boy in puberty, and he was too curious about girls. And that got him into some trouble. And he made some bad choices. But really, the extent of it was mild, inappropriate touching of the played victims. Most of it, while girls were didn't know about it until he was in fact victimizing and that. I think for us, that situation is so different than most girls in that he's very subtle in the way, like he knew in his mind, my actions are wrong and I have bad intentions, but it was very sly, like the girls that catch on, It was like, okay, if you catch the girl sleeping, like the quick feel or whatever, or like, if you're just not really aware, in the situations that happened when the girls were awake, it was like they weren't aware of what was happening. It was very subtle. And so I think that for us, it's like, okay, we realize this is serious, but at the same time, it wasn't like a horror story or like this terrible thing where we're like, oh my goodness, or like,
that's one of the headline covers, House of Horrors. That is not how you do it.
No, and I think my parents, they acted, and I can see looking back as an adult now, they handled the situation very well.
Jill breaks down in the interview talking about all of this becoming public, and a lot of internet users agree on a few things. The police report, without better redactions, probably shouldn't have been made public. Even if In Touch got this police report, they should have further redacted it so that you could not decipher at all who any of the victims were. There were not enough redactions to safeguard the victims. It was pretty clear who everybody was. And then the internet agrees, though there is some debate.
The white guy?
It should have been made public or not.
Yo, that shit was fun. Yo, can you delete that? Can you please delete that?
The fact that the girls are displaying more trauma about the information being made public while repeating very similar statements as their parents about the actual abuse, it seems like somewhat of an internet indication of how the parents told the girls to feel. Maybe not how they genuinely felt in that moment, is what the internet believes. It's all made worse by the fact that Josh is in the room while they're being interviewed by Megan Kelly. Jill writes in her book, answering all of Megan's questions with Josh watching from a couch just out of shot was like having a bandage ripped off a deep and open wound. It was agony, so painful that I didn't really pause to ask why Josh was allowed to be there in the first place. What was worse was the fact that I had hoped it would calm things down. It didn't. She says, I had no boundaries, no sense of what I needed to do to protect myself. I was terrified and didn't want to do the interview at all, but I felt like it was the only way to prove my love and commitment to my parents. I thought I knew what would cause me. And the worst part is, they do this interview and then the Ashley Madison scandal breaks. And Josh, he did like this really pretty apology that we covered in part 1 and 2, and then he just like goes to rehab. Jill says in an interview later, watching the way that my parents protected my brother, but then used me and some of my sisters, it was hard, and it's still hard to swallow. There's like one point where I call my dad out about it, and I just say, like, you treat me worse than you treat my brother, my pedophile. But in the interview, they state, or were encouraged to state, I think by the time that all of that was done, the report was made and everything, it was very obvious to everyone, us and our family, friends, officials, that Josh was a completely changed person. He had not gone down that path for years. He was humble before God, before us, before the officials that were involved. So In Touch breaks the news. This interview airs, and then the Ashley Madison leak happens, and then 2015 continues to be a pivotal year for the Duggar family because of Joshua.
So after 2015, this all came out. They are done with the show.
Oh, we're still not even done with 2015.
I thought you said 2015.
Yeah, because right after the Ashley Madison leak, a lawsuit drops. Joshua Duggar is being sued by an adult film actress for assault and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Okay, I have to give you some context. Danica Dillon is the adult film actress, but she was also doing a lot of dancing and paid appearances for local clubs. She says that in March of 2015, so earlier this year, Joshua Duggar came in and paid about $600 for a lap dance. And again, this is also shocking. It just adds more elements to the sadistic quality of Joshua Duggar because his wife and kids are wearing $2 flip-flops. Like, they never buy anything new, they thrift. Anna Duggar will only cook him homemade meals to save money, and he's out here paying $600 for a lap dance. And then he offers her $1,500 for full intimacy at a local hotel. In an interview, she says,
he was very rough with me. In all honesty, though it was consensual, it more or less felt like I was being. He was tossing me around like a rag doll, forcing me to go into positions.
And she says that she has no clue who this guy was. Like, she just thought it was a patron of the club. She's terrified. She runs into him a month later at the second club, and he's like profusely apologizing.
And he walked up to me and he goes, I am so sorry for the things that I did to you. I've been a fan of your movies. I've watched your scenes, that this is what you were into. I'm sorry if I ever mistreated you.
What the hell? There's rats in this game as well.
Being into it again, and she says,
Yeah.
I was under the
different person the second time.
I was under the bridge.
So the Duggars, they
Like where the homeless people live.
They first stated, Danica Dillon herself stated in the interview,
And I just saw fucking rats running.
That technically it was consensual. That technically it was consensual for contact for payment. That was her description of it. And then they later say, well, Joshua Duggar was never.
I feel like on him.
Danica Dillon said that he was.
They can hook up.
Eventually, Danica Dillon drops the case with prejudice, which means that this is something that she tried to fight, but it means that she can never refile.
Nah, we know you already.
Alleged crimes. Which has a lot of people at the time believing that Danica Dillon lied. Because, the Duggars are getting...
That's why you clean it.
Josh Duggar. She's probably lying because she's an adult film actress.
What?
There is no public merit decision saying that Danica Dillon lied. She could have felt overpowered by the Duggars and their Duggars that they have ready to fight this case. She could have felt like her career, her profession, everything that she's ever done would be thrown in her face and she'd be dragged through the mud like a lot of victims had this actually gone to trial. She could have received hush money payout that is not on record. Many netizens are commenting, I think her story is accurate. But I believe that maybe she got something wrong and the lawyers her story and
make another
drop it. I think it's not unexpected or unreasonable that she couldn't remember every single thing. So, like, maybe it wasn't the exact date she said. Maybe it wasn't the exact bug. That's what netizens are saying. People believe that Jim Bob
they want us to go vegan.
Anything to get rid of Joshua's quote-unquote problems.
Oh, you saw the conspiracy about the ticks?
Jim Bob and Michelle. In a blog article, Michelle Duggar teaches her
how the government is like sending them out.
She writes, number one.
To what's it called? To infect people, so they can get the me virus, and they can only fucking green.
It's been the best advice that
the red meat virus.
In regard to my relationship with my husband, Jim Bob.
It's crazy.
She says that one day her friend was telling her about it.
Yeah, the red meat virus. Because sometimes when you get bit by a tick, it can all Lyme disease, and it can also it has a chance to give you an allergy to red meats. So no more steak, no more pork.
When you're exhausted by the end of the day, maybe from dealing with the little ones,
you can. I'm pretty sure you can still eat like chicken,
you are the only
maybe fish.
That turns better. No one else in the world can eat that meat. So be available, and not just available, but be joyfully available for him. Smile and be willing to say, yes, sweetie, I'm here for you no matter what, even though you may be exhausted and big, pregnant, and you may not feel like he feels.
Because they're small.
I'm going to meet that need because I know it's a need for you. She says that she will be sharing this information with her daughters who get married. What the crazier part is that this is written after the Ashley Madison scandal, and there are insider sources.
Yeah,
from
the big ones only got big because of how long they've of everyone they've been eating.
Her fault that she was not joyfully available when Josh Duggar cheated on her. Which Michelle Duggar, why are you even writing blog posts right now? This is not the time for this bullshit.
Oh yeah. If you pull them out wrong,
IBLP, which more on this later, but it's led by a man named Bill Gothard. He thinks Cabbage Patch dolls are evil reincarnated. Cabbage Patch dolls, they look like little dolls, okay? They look cute. But he said that
that's why I'm go outside.
Is Warlock, who bewitched every single one to carry the soul of the devil. So you just know where that's gonna go.
Motherfucker! I hate someone now. They fucking do.
Everything. They're all homeschooled. It teaches them what to wear, how to choose the right toothbrush, and detrimentally, what to do in the event of being sexually assaulted. In the Listen booklet, they have this whole part on what to do, and it asks, what part of your being did the offender do? And which part of yourself did you damage with that bitterness and guilt? And it asks you to ask the question, why did God let it happen? And maybe because we're all kind of dim-witted, it gives you multiple choice answers. A, immodest stress. B, indecent exposure. 3, being out from protection of your parents. C, being with evil friends. And if you're not at fault, congratulations, this is a learning lesson for you. Quote, God compensated physical abuse with spiritual power. What is being mighty in spirit? Greater faith, spiritual discernment, genuine love, wisdom and understanding, creativity, energy and enthusiasm, joy, inner peace. It means that a reason for your bitterness, after I say, is choosing your body, important step, dedicating to God. If you had to choose, no physical abuse, mighty in spirit.
I've been hitting hearing of.
He's saying after you've been assaulted, you're going to become mighty in spirit. Would you give up not being a sage? Or would you rather be mighty in spirit? See the idea of how deeply followers believe in this concept. And I'm not blaming the people that grew up in this concept because it's for the adults to realize, hey, I'm not going to teach my kid this. Another higher up in the IBLP leadership ladder, he runs a counseling camp. He says, you know, what you're hearing about Josh is a stupid thing that a little boy did. In the seminar, Bill Gothard calls it natural curiosity. Had it been as traumatic as they make it out to be, the sisters would have been bitter. And the sisters are not bitter. In another wisdom booklet, there's a little Q&A portion that reads, what if the wife is a victim of her husband's hostility? Basically, what if you're a domestic violence victim? The answer reads, there is no victim if we understand that we are called to suffer for righteousness. Because Christ
don't do the Merryweather. It takes like 40 minutes.
Us an example that you should follow his steps.
Don't do the weather.
Christ was not a victim. He
Merryweather.
Gave his life for
40
us.
minutes just to get guns.
Teaches us how to suffer. Question: if my husband violates God's moral laws against our children, shouldn't I at least separate from him in order to protect our children? A father's authority in the home is derived from and governed by the laws of God. If he violates these laws, God uses higher powers to discipline him. More on these wisdom booklets later, but it's very clear Jim, Bob, and Michelle, along with their son Joshua, are not at all the wholesome family that they keep trying to shove down our throats on TLC. And that is why, in 2015, TLC cancels the show. And it all starts because there is sin in the camp.
Wait, when was he arrested?
2021. There is only one wolf in this story. Survival. In the new Netflix film Apex, Charlize Theron is Sasha, a woman testing the limits in the Australian wilderness, but what starts as a test of endurance turns into a deadly game with a ruthless and lethal predator played by Taron Egerton, whose familiarity with the landscape gives him a chilling advantage. For Sasha, every decision is a matter of survival, but her resilience and intelligence make her a force to be reckoned with. Apex, only on Netflix, April 24th. If you've been following for a while, you know that we have a limited time launch with Shopify for Grandpa Mingo's Art Studio. We sold prints and original pieces painted by hand by my husband's grandfather, whom we lovingly call Grandpa Mingo. But starting our small business was something that we could not have done without Shopify. Most of us are not tech people. Maybe you just aren't either, and you just want to share your art with Grandpa Mingo. And please do. I see so many DMs from you guys with the cutest little handmade bag charms or artwork. And that's the amazing thing about Shopify. You can still be a small art business without having to be an expert in software and technology. Shopify is the best one-stop commerce platform for your business, big or small, with the world's best converting checkout. Manage inventory, marketing, shipping, processing returns, and beyond. Basically everything you need all in one place. And it just makes life easier and the business operations so much smoother. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/Latte. Go to shopify.com/Latte. That's Shopify.
Oh damn, bro, I fucking suck.
April 29th, 2021, Homeland Security investigators walk into a car dealership, and they have a federal search warrant for all of Joshua Duggar's devices. The first thing Joshua Duggar does is reach for his phone to call his attorney, but before he can, the agent sees it because the phone is now evidence. Then it comes the big question. Before the agents tell Joshua Duggar what they're even investigating, he opens his mouth and he asks, "What is this about? Has somebody been downloading child pornography?"
What?
It's the kind of question that answers itself, but it doesn't even matter because based off of all of his devices, the evidence is already there. It is uncovered that Joshua Duggar used
Son las 5 de la mañana, estoy en tu ventana. Cállate, amor.
He bypasses that application, goes on to the dark web to download hundreds of CSAM images. Law enforcement, they track the images to a used car dealership that he works at, and on his computer, there's that evidence that he downloaded and watched these files. Multiple videos of full-on assault, at least 65 photographs of CSAM where one depicts a child being locked in a dog kennel. The victims are between
Face purple, smiling face, blue star. Alright, bet. Thank you, A. Frank Gonzalez 6849 for $5,000. Thank you.
Joshua and Anna Duggar announced that they were expecting their 7th child. And he has now been arrested for downloading and possessing images of toddlers, children being abused.
Oh! No!
Into his family. The judge even later tells Josh, the ages of the children depicted in the downloaded materials are very close to the ages of your children. There's a lot of reasons that Joshua is nicknamed Pest on Reddit forums. One of them being he just won't go down without squirming and fighting and trying to take everyone down with him too.
How did they even find this? Is this all come from the 2015 stuff? They just brought looking into him, or someone tipped him off, or?
No, so a lot of how CSAM is caught is they have this huge database where every CSAM picture, screenshot, thumbnail, video is logged with a specific metadata code. And that code is then shared with all the local police stations and all of the internet service providers. And so if anybody's device...
Never do the Merryweather one. Takes you 40 minutes. Have to follow that chopper all the way to the desert.
It usually...
Fight enemies.
So then law enforcement...
Get into an Avenger. Kill a couple more enemies. Get the gun.
And they'll bring a search warrant.
And then go all the way back.
All of the IP addresses so we can keep...
Takes forever just to get to the desert. Never, ever do a Merryweather mission. This is the last mission you have to do. Never, ever.
So that actually is more terrifying.
Take your chopper, land on the roof of anywhere. There's going to be a couple buildings you can go. Just land on the roof.
This is just a coincidence. The first problem is the evidentiary hearing. This is the day before the
If it wasn't for me keep getting those stupid Merryweather, I would have been on the heist already. Wrong building. I don't know how I didn't realize.
Joshua was supporting their daughter. She's the wife of Jim Holt, also a weird politician. She testified.
This one's a little worse.
Jim Bob is also called into court.
You wanna come up,
He's
come up,
emotional,
come up,
keeping
up, up,
memories,
up, up,
things
up,
that
up,
I
up.
wish he did.
Be careful
He
now,
falsely
too much
states that he doesn't
momentum.
remember much.
What
Jim
you're gonna
Bob,
wanna
yeah.
do
The dad is like, I don't remember. It was
is
just
land
3
right there
years
in that little
ago.
corner. Right here,
He's
little,
almost diminishing the severity of it. The court
this
even
little
states,
bridge.
the court found Mr. Duggar's selective lapse in memory to be not credible. He was obviously reluctant to testify against his son. It was run in the family because when Joshua was interviewed before his arrest, the way he responds to
Boom.
questions is eerily.
Like that.
He's just asking.
Lock down. Go in the room. Exits. Enter. 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 People enter.
Downloaded.
You wanna? You can. You go guns blazing. We're going this quiet.
Well, I do have a peer-to-peer software program.
I guess we're going in this parkour. Not that hard.
A lot of people do it because they just don't want to be
Over here, kill a couple enemies. Boom, boom, boom. Kill that motherfucker over there.
But Josh is like, oh yeah, I have that.
Hit this. Unlock. Come over here, the computer. Hack, hack, hack. Easiest hack in the world.
If you will, and he's like
a Tor browser or a Tor.
Ready?
We upload stuff for our cars.
Boom, easy ass hack. Watch for the numbers.
And then the agents are
You know, some people may be blind, like me. Oh.
I don't know anything.
I guess what is the scope?
Now you can open the locker.
Is there something
Right on the D-pad.
That's been something accessed or something downloaded or uploaded or something like that?
Click on the D-pad again. Get closer, but click on the D-pad now.
I don't want people
Run.
to say I'm guilty or not. I'm just not saying, I'm so.
Come over here, right?
At some point, or at any point.
Exit. Ready? Exit to the roof. Preferably.
I will Google some crazy things for cases.
Okay.
But I can definitively say to a cop,
Pull out a gun.
access anything inappropriate in my lifetime. But he's like, I can't say, I don't want to defend it, like, I don't want to put that, like, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you mean? I think most people can definitively say
That is what you don't want to happen, okay? Because now you're going to spawn on the floor. And then now you can't go up.
He tries to point the finger.
And now you're tough.
Do the whole,
And the helicopter's on the roof. Now you have to recall it.
who done it and downloaded the system. Am I right? They even bring in people from Covenant's Eyes to testify how the operating system
Preferably,
works on
you don't want to do
Windows.
that.
But went and got
Now you have to call something. Get up there
any and all detection
and
that
hope
software
you don't
can
die.
The password used was
Manage
the same password
some
Johnny used
tricks,
to pay
snacks,
Instagram
right
accounts.
here.
So the same password that he used to hide the CSAM is the same Instagram family account password. And then Josh and his attorneys try to suggest that a former employee who happened to be a sex offender probably did this. But they don't call him to the stand because the judge is like, well, what are you going to ask him when you call him to the stand? You can't just like point your finger at somebody and say, well, maybe it's not. You're not allowed to bring up his previous connection if that's what you're trying to do. Like, you're not allowed to bring up the fact that he was a previous offender. Which, I mean, the court.
Minigun, because it takes them out super duper fast, but you can use phone launcher. There will be other ones. But the reason you want to...
Mr. Duggar argues that the court should enter judgment of acquittal as both
There's a reason why you want to kill them first. The two that come, because if you get in your helicopter, you're going to probably die, your helicopter's going to explode. But once you kill the two's helicopter, the other helicopters are going to spawn, and you should be good to get back in your helicopter.
Joshua Duggar is an apple guy.
Now head back to your submarine. And that's it.
Stated multiple times the files that he was downloading were, quote, torture and depicted victims in physical pain and shame. One of the downloads was connected to Daisy's destruction, and the special agent that worked on this case testified that it was in, quote, top 5 of the worst that I have examined. The defense...
Any conversation for investigation or any
The defense tried to argue that these statements should be excluded. They want to exclude any opinion by law enforcement officers that certain CSAM images are considered worse than others. I guess they're trying to say worse.
Alright, and that's all you need.
But the prosecutors, they
Now you can start
every
it.
time Josh would text his wife that he was
So,
late from work or that he was being held up somewhere,
all you need
soon after, his computer would download videos of children.
is this way.
Additionally, through
The long thin bolt.
the prosecutors were able to prove that one,
You don't
these
need
videos were
demolition
downloaded
charges
in
unless you want them.
Joshua's workplace.
Plasma
And
cutter,
two, Joshua
finger
was the only one
cloner,
there at the
cutting
time
torches,
except for
all
these files.
required.
And three, he's
Weapon
texting
of
his
your
wife that he's
choice.
gonna be home
Buy
late.
suppressor.
Nobody else is there, not another employee.
Distribution
It's also
optional.
revealed during the trial that
Unnecessary.
Joshua
We're
had
not
certain
gonna
pages,
get
so a lot of people
caught.
started calling him names.
Alright.
How did you feel about that?
I think it was going through like the Covenant eyes. They were
Heavy ammo.
his
Armor.
internet browser.
Up to you. Doesn't matter. We will
He's
not be
obviously
getting
found
shot
guilty, but
alone.
during sentencing, Michelle,
Best
of course, writes a letter
listen.
to the judge asking leniency
Different from
for
other
her,
ones.
our son,
Okay.
our firstborn
Infiltration
son,
point,
insurance,
main
and
dog.
everything that you expected
Compound,
to have.
drainage
She states that
tunnel.
she wants to share information about Josh's
Main
character
dog.
that may not be fully
For
known to
escape
the court,
point.
which I think
Now
is
this
very
is
little to know
optional.
about Josh's
Day or
character.
night. I
But
like nights.
nevertheless,
We're going
Josh
with
has a
nights.
tender heart, and he's
Make sure you do
compassionate
have the
about this.
suppressor.
If someone is having a difficult time,
And
he's
continue.
the first one to encourage or try
We're
to
going
help
like
him
this. Who
stand in their
cares?
way.
I'm not getting
Nobody's
caught.
trying to lock him up for being a negative
Alright,
Nancy.
so
Okay, he's a child
right
predator.
now
It's
we're
like,
loading in.
he's
We're
always
here.
positive
First thing we want
and
to do is
positive
head
attitude.
straight
She
to the
says that
airport.
Josh deserves leniency because he's been
To the
giving money
runway.
to a widow friend of theirs for several years now, and he's also great at that. Side note, he was downloading CSAM in the parking lot of his workplace.
So
She continues,
instead of going to the main
he's a
dog,
good example of a
turn
father's
left.
integrity
We're
in
going
his work,
straight
and
to the
he
airstrip.
husband and father. We ask that he would be reunited with his wife and family. Thank you, Your Honor, for taking these thoughts into consideration. Annie Duggar has a brother, so her sister married this guy. And he is very big in the fundamentalist world. He's in the David Water, and he is a senior
Come to this corner, right here.
Baptist church. He writes a whole letter, and the whole letter just goes on.
I messed up, but whatever.
And why? Well, it was
You might want to reverse part.
to help me finish a large
Optional.
in-law,
Come over
giving
here.
his time and money during Christmas week
Run,
to complete a
run,
large
run,
deck
run,
with
run,
a
run.
handicap-accessible ramp. It was his generosity
Jump
and
over
personal
this.
initiative that designed the cable ramming system for the deck to
Here,
keep everyone
wait for him
safe
to come
and
back.
allow wheelchair access
Ready?
to the Keller's family's double-wide trailer home. He goes on to create like a lot
Shoot him.
of all the things
Headshot.
Josh has helped with,
No
including
alerts.
decorating this pastor's laundry
Shoot
room.
camera.
I didn't know interior design is like a sign of virtue.
Right.
Then he
Come over
continues that he
here.
once went on a road trip with Josh and his
Oops.
family, and one of Josh's kids were misbehaving. Quote, I listened as Josh
Only get that if you don't have to
to
loop over here. But we have triple weed. Counterfeit. Wait for this guy. Go walk slowly. Wait for him to turn around so you can run. Don't want to risk getting caught.
The Bible, then pray, and then have
He doesn't look over here.
songs about Jesus while playing the piano. This is what I despise. Character witness statements. When it comes to crimes,
You want to
against
get close so you make
feel
sure you
safe around
don't
him? Great.
miss the
He goes on nice
headshot.
to
Kill
elderly
him.
people? Great. He
His
loves
body
that.
won't be found.
Because that's not the demographic he's
Come in
looking for.
here.
His victims are children, not you, a full-grown adult.
If the
and how
guy,
local
whatever
he
is
for
better.
television will never offset the crimes that he committed against
So
children.
since this is, we got double weed here, we're getting double weed, and then we're going to the top to get the other stack of weed. And maybe some counterfeit cash. Let's go, let's
May
go.
25th, 2022. Joshua Duggar is sentenced
Tap
to
like crazy, tap like crazy, tap, 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 tap. The triple weed should fill you up.
Release with the condition that he is not permitted to have unsupervised contact with minors, including his own children. He cannot have a computer, and he definitely cannot have any explicit material on his computer of any kind, even the legal ones. The judge even states, this isn't sick stuff. After the conviction,
Alright, we're gonna have to get that weed. Come over here.
the entire
Forklift.
ordeal has been very grievous. Today, God's grace, through the love and prayers of so many, has
Turn
sustained
on,
us.
turn
Our
on,
hearts
turn
and
on.
prayers are with anyone who has ever been hurt through CSAM. In the days ahead, we will do all we can to surround our mother, Anna, and her children with love and support.
Pick up, wanna come right here.
As we do with all our children in each of life's circumstances, we place our trust in God.
Pull out your weapon,
Thank you for your prayers.
aim,
Who are you saying
square,
that to? It's just,
square,
it's blasphemous,
square.
okay? A federal agent also
Oops,
says
not high enough.
possessing and viewing CSAM is not
Make sure it's all the way up.
Every time it's downloaded or shared, it perpetuates the trauma and re-victimizes the child. They're all acting like this isn't victimless crime. In fact, they're acting like Joshua is the victim of the crime. And all of this is happening.
Boom.
Jim Bob randomly decides to run for the Arkansas State Senate. He announces his run a few weeks before Josh's car kickstarts, and he says, now more than ever, you need a bold voice that is pro-family,
Now take
pro-business,
much
pro-gun,
as
and
that
pro-life.
takes to
It's time
fill
for
up.
conservatives to demand
Make sure you have full bag. You need full bag of lube. Of anything. Of anything.
First.
What in the world is happening?
Yeah, he also does his favorite thing that a
Full
lot of
bag for the
right-wing
elite
politicians
town,
and
okay?
influencers do when they're caught up in actual federal crimes.
You want to
Cancel culture and the
run,
radical left want to keep us
and you're
unwritten
slower
laws in
since your bag
politics.
is full now.
No,
So if you
we
want,
that because your son
take
is
the
committing
thing.
crimes against children.
That's why
How's
we
that
took out the
pro-family
guy
or
right
pro-life?
there.
He says, I will
And
not
the
allow
other
the
guy.
liberal left social media or fake
Boom.
news to
Hot
define me
wire.
and my
Jump
family.
in.
The liberals
And
scream, it's my
ride
body,
your
when they
car
would end
over
the
here
life
to
of an
this
unborn
corner
child, but would gladly
where
force
you park
mandatory
your vehicle.
vaccines upon everyone without hesitation.
So you think he ran just to...
See, it goes back, so it's better to reverse park, and you'll be still in that corner. Alright, don't pull guns out. Don't have put guns out. If they see you with a gun, you will get caught.
Other people think that he just doesn't care about any of his kids.
Turn, get out of here. Also another shitty turn. Alright, now you want to go straight over here. Back. Straight. They don't care. Just don't shoot them. We're going straight to the compound. To the drainage tunnel, specifically.
What they do with two murders, all in between 2021 to 2026, a lot is happening. Even between 2015
It's a sharp turn. Not in there, but the next one.
Get everybody caught up. Several of the Duggar children
You want to come right about here.
and their parents.
Slow down.
Teachings of
Come off
IBL
the boat.
Bill Gothard. Bill Gothard, in my humble opinion, is
Equip your rebreather if you want. You don't need to. It's left on the B pad, and then you're gonna have to cut through this. Do it however you want. I like to sit on it like this. Boom, boom. And some people like to do this all the way down. I like to do this.
He wanted young women in the church to get on their hands and knees and clean.
But sometimes it doesn't do it.
With a rag or a spoon. So someone who used to work at the main church, he thought the stains were the problem, right? So he goes ahead and he cleans the carpet with industrial cleaner to get out all the stains. And like the young women, they would always
Alright, swim, 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 swim.
To which quote, Gothard visited the center and was livid to see the girls cleaning by hand.
You're in the compound. Now the alright.
It was something that Gothard just wanted to see. He didn't care that I came at night and industrially clean the carpet and get rid of all the stains. He wanted to see girls on their hands and knees scrubbing with rags and spoons. And I think that it was maybe a recruiting tactic. I imagine very.
Alright, and once we're in, we're gonna turn back. Because we're gonna be facing the opposite way where you want to go. So we're see this? Come back. Tap, 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 tap. Alright, pay close attention here. We're gonna jump. You see this? We're gonna come right here. Aim. Let go. Triangle. Aim. Just aim at him and walk slowly. Let go. Jump. Now you're on the roof. Run this way. This. Make sure that guy is not there. Jump on this little thing. Jump over.
His teachings read, to the delinquent
Catch that guy.
The characteristic offbeat in today's
Quickly run. Because next step, you will have to go up, 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 up. Never shoot this guy because he's about to walk down the stairs. Always melee. If you shoot him, you will get caught. Come over here. Get this wall safe. Extra money. You get extra money. Boom, see? And then come hack. Might take some time for new people.
Just kidding.
But these hacks are very simple.
The problem is that men have a problem with their eyes. The solution is to avoid
hacks are very simple. Just smash it, turn, look at the photo. You may not need to do all of them.
That all men have a problem with their eyes, which is not what I'm saying at all.
Say it like that. Only have to change 3 of them.
then the most logical solution would be to blindfold all men or gouge out their eyes. That would make more sense in her logic, if that's the real problem. But instead, she says it's the woman's fault. They have in the wisdom booklet, which is their teachings,
Easy
pictures
peasy,
of women
lemon
wearing
squeezy.
various different outfits, and
That was like 10 seconds. That was like
can you identify
10. That was like 20 seconds for free. Alright, now we go
Maybe
down.
it's all you're wearing. Maybe it's that little eye twitch thing you do. Like, you know, the spasm of the muscle on your eye? But
Honestly, I
that wink.
don't know how to
It's
get the
really
fastest way
Yeah,
to
you
get
can't
the
wink.
thing out.
It's very horrible.
Search that up. I don't even know if there's a
Those
faster
who
way.
fall to her whoredom are stripped of resources
But do
and
this.
variety of life.
Don't
And
let it
what people
overheat.
instead- Crabs. Quote, the public lice, often called the crab, is only one of several parasites which can be transmitted through immorality.
Just don't ever let it overheat.
If you have the genetic makeup of a russet
And
potato,
boom, you got your main objective. If it's here, if it's not, then you get the locker and you get a code. You save, you put it in, and you walk out. Come back. Alright. Come this way, down, all the way, all the way, all the way.
And she says, I was in the very back row of a 15-passenger van, and somebody
Interesting.
turned on Christian worship music. And I was like, this is the day we all die.
I never had it there.
In the back seat of the car.
I think
that's how shook up I was over it.
A little slow. Don't see that guy in the corner of the map with the Red Bull. He's super strong, invincible, basically. If he sees a body, he will basically, you're done for. Headshot this guy. If you get the gate key, if you don't, come over here. Walk this way.
It's not up to you to say no. If you don't want him back, you have to come to terms with it, because this is surely what God wants for you. Dangerously, the wisdom booklet teaches that
Come over here, quickly do this, boom. Sometimes the other guy's right there, you might have need to shoot him too. If you got the gate key, shoot the guy close, and then open the gate, walk out.
Serve and appeal to your husband.
Alright.
And it gives these like short biblical references, but it reads, you must trust somebody so you can serve your
You want to walk?
in
Alright.
order to gain his heart and
See this guy over here? This guy motorcycle guy. Kill him, fucking hit him in the head, anything. Hop on the motorcycle. We're gonna take a turn. Come over here. Ride forward. Be careful not to get spotted by that guy. Be careful not to get hit by any of these branches, because you will get knocked off. You want to go to this corner right here.
I'm so busy that my home becomes like a self-service gas station for everyone.
Get into the water.
Once again, ask the
Equip
Lord
your
what
brood
you
with
can do to serve your
it. See those
husband.
mines. You want to go towards them.
Ladies, fast,
Swimming.
pray,
The other mine right in front of you. In the distance. You want to swim to it. There will be a pile of bones.
What to do if your husband is not sorry for having an affair.
And when you get there, you'll be good.
Or in IBLP speak, quote, what can I do if my husband is not repentant over moral failure?
By the time we get there, we should be getting knocked out. Boom, boom, boom. Should be Gucci Panucci, and we finish. And we should finish between 12 minutes and 34 seconds. No deaths, no high. Failed.
And
boom.
Unfortunately, Bill Gothard has been accused of essay by a
Skip this cutscene if you can. It doesn't matter. Ice pass, platinum, of course.
He has stepped down.
If you have multiple people, problem. 970 because they get 100,000 cut off basically. 11 minutes and 36 seconds. 0 hacks failed.
Some have been vocal, others have found themselves
full boot bag. That's $1 million just right there. Boom.
Jaina ends up getting charged with child endangerment. Nobody knew what
Elite challenge complete. $1 million added to your bank account. Easy. Cayo perico heist completed in around an hour and 10 minutes.
The passerby who saw the child called the police. This resulted in a written citation as well as a follow-up from the sheriff, who concluded that it was an accident. And
unfortunately, it is every 2 hours or 2 in-game days. If you do it solo, other people, it's around 40 minutes. If you do it with someone else,
happened at all.
But that's it. That's how you do the Cayo Perico heist. Now,
Jill and
hey,
Derek,
coverage. Thank you for watching, and ciao, suckers.